Hello, my golf fanatics. It's Billy Ho here, coming at you with another preview research show. We're going to say farewell to the Florida swing. It was fun, but we're ready to move on and mess with Texas. So we're going to start with the Houston Open, best of the rest event. Field is not as strong as I would like it to be. I thought more would want to tune up for the Masters at this course and then take the week off to get to Augusta. But of course, we do get Scotty. We're going to get into the course, fantasy national stats, one and done, DraftKings. Let's go. Course, Memorial Park Golf Course is a long and very difficult par 70 setup. Plays 7,400 yards. Fairways are tree lined, but landing areas are generous. The greens are approximately 7,000 square feet. They're POA overseed. The rough is forgiving, so players are more aggressive. Course also boasts that unique setup with the three par fives and the five par threes. So the long par fours are what makes the course so difficult. So you'll want to look at that. The par 3 11th is no joke, 237 yards. The bogey rate is four times that of the birdie rate. And hole 13 is likely going to be set up to be drivable at some point. So we're going to jump over to Fantasy National, take a look at the breakdown on the scorecard and see what we got here. So basically, we have the tough starting hole, like I said, 522-yard par four. Some of these play into the wind, some of them play with the wind, so it does depend. Texas wind will play a factor. Have not checked the weather yet, but it's too soon to really tell. Obviously, you can bank on the weather being exactly the way everybody says it's going to be because the AM wave last week absolutely had the advantage and you had to play everybody on the AM wave. Oh, wait, no, the weather doesn't cooperate. So don't pay attention to the weather until it's time to pay attention to the weather. I mean, you can get an idea of what you're working with, but people got so dialed in on that forecast that it probably ruined. Yours truly got caught up in it too. I won't deny that either. But I did play some fairly PM. I didn't go like all in on the AM wave, but I digress. You can also see hole number four is nearly 500 yards. So it's going to be those extremely long par fours. 496 is hole 12. There's hole 13, which it says 406, but I want to say they moved the tees up and made this thing like 340 or something like that. I don't know. And it might be with the wind. I thought it was drivable at one time. That was in my notes. So, but you see how difficult the golf course is. The par fives are really, I mean, that hole 13 and the par fives are really the only ones in green. There is one that's 21% in the par three second hole. So there's about seven birdie holes on this golf course. So you need to really tread water and avoid big numbers. And you can see in the red to the right, far right, the doubles are worse. The first hole and the hole 14 is 529. That is a definite big numbered hole. So, uh, getting down here into you can see a pretty even tee to green game. This is what you want to see for like your Augusta guys who are long off the tee, who can hit long irons, who can hit all the range of irons, but you're probably going to be hitting longer irons here. A little around a green game, maybe some Texas wedge, a little putter off the green, things of that nature. You can see ball striking and short game are way up there. Par five scoring is crucial this week. And there's your approach distribution. You got plenty from 200 plus. Then you got about average everywhere else, a little above average in the 150 range. But you can see the wedges are a little bit dipped below their average score. So you are going to get a wide range. But there's your breakdown of the holes. 400 to 450 is just four of them. And then you have three, but you have three that are 500 plus, and that's rare for a golf course. Most of them don't have that many long par fours. And no telling what the cut line's going to be with this field. It could be plus two, plus three. Probably not that high. Probably plus one, plus two in that range, I'd say, depending on the weather. Like I said, driving accuracy is way down because you can just open up and drill it as far as you want to. Scrambling is definitely up because accuracy's down. And there's your driving distance. Everybody is just grip it and rip it. You can see this is might be the highest rated driving distance on the probably on tour this year. It's pretty close. I mean, when your average driving distance is nearly 300 yards, that's a lot. So that is your breakdown. And now let's move over to a little bit of history. It's some sticky history going on here. I'm not sure how long it's been at Memorial Park. I didn't check, but I know it's been a few years. I know Tony Finau won here at Memorial Park. Scotty is knocking on the door. He's going to play this tournament. He's the one, obviously. Steven Yeager won it last year, and he beat Scotty down the stretch. I thought it was a playoff. It was like he beat Scotty Scheffler. He beat Scotty Scheffler, but it wasn't a playoff. It just Scotty just didn't. He was just fell a birdie short. It's hard to birdie. Yeager, I think, parred the back nine out, par. And Scotty had one birdie, one bogey, so he was even par on the back nine as well. And Scotty needed to shoot -1 on the back nine to get into a playoff. So the T2 for Scotty, T2 for Tony. So both of those guys are just like your top two dudes that you want to look at. You can see Mackenzie Hughes. I'll probably go back to him. I played him a little bit. He got lucky that the cut went to minus, or lucky that Neil Shipley pushed the cut to +2. One guy pushed the cut and let about 9 other dudes in the golf tournament. So you can thank Neil Shipley. Shout out to him on X if you want to. Aaron Rye, very good on this course. Aaron Rye plays long golf courses pretty well. Two gloves, Rye. So, Steve, there's Yeager with his big finish, and he's playing better golf. So, all these guys, even Homeless Hubs made an appearance. Davis Riley, I played this week. I anticipated he'd have a good week, and he's in the top 10 this Sunday. Don't think he's going to win the golf tournament, but at least he is making a run. He was my sub 7K guy that I had the most exposure to, so he is keeping me in the cash right now. Joel Damon, very disappointing. I can't never. I think I'm just gonna just cheer for the guy and not play him in DFS because he is so unpredictable. It's almost like whatever side of the bed the dude rolls out on. If he rolls out on the right side of the bed, he goes out and shoots a great score. He rolls out on the wrong side and he's talking to himself and just not any good. So anyway, J Day in here as well. Wyndham Clark. There are some guys showing up in this field that I wasn't expecting. When I first went through it yesterday, I didn't see all these guys, so they must have committed late. You're supposed to be committed by Friday afternoon, so I thought yesterday we had it all. But anyway, getting into the stats, we did say long off the tee, 200 plus approaches, total driving, good drives gained, all that kind of good stuff. This was my model right here from 20 all the way back to 2019, but I tweaked it with the percentages. But I thought the stats themselves stood. I just went with overall par 4 scoring. I might tinker with my mixed condition model. I haven't done anything with that yet. But DraftKings points obviously have to have in there. You have to have birdie or better. I did not include par 5 scoring, so I will have to go back and add that in. But off the tee to green, greens gained, driving distance, a little bit in there, approach, all that kind of good stuff. It still gives you a good idea. Alex Smalley is a very, very good player. Obviously, Scotty, this is probably going to be, speaking of stats, I'm not going to place much on putting this week. I just think it's an easier course to putt at because we saw Tony Finau, we've seen Jason Kokrak, we've seen Carlos Ortiz win this golf tournament. Those guys are not known for putting. So score on your par 5s, take advantage of number 13, and then we'll say it's a perfect week for a get right week for Scotty. He's going to be, I guarantee you, losing that tournament last year still sticks in his craw. Alex Smalley has had some good finish, but he can putt his way to a missed cut too. So I will say this about Mr. Smalley. The guy is, we'll take a quick look. You can see how all his putting stats are way down, but this year, 7 events going into 2025, starting with Sony. He's been positive 1, positive 2.2, that just -19, 5.2 at Wimpo, zero point 0.8, 1.9, then just lost just a stroke to the field at the Players in a signature event and gaining around the green. So he's got some around the green chops too. So he's a guy that had all the ball striking talent you would want. and just couldn't get that putter to work. So if he's figured something out, I mean, it's you can go down this list and you can see it just sporadically. He was losing five, he's losing three, he'd lose four, five, four, two in a row, but he hasn't done that at all this year. So he's a guy I'm definitely going to have some interest in. So Scotty and Alex. Still looking at JJ Spawn. I think that poor guy, he's probably over the embarrassing playoff loss to Rory. I mean, we all thought Rory would win that playoff, but the way he bent over and just took it, I mean, he just flopped like a fish. I mean, that shot on 17, I hit the right shot, blah blah blah. No, you didn't, dude. You hit that shot 95 miles in the air in a windy Florida atmosphere. You got to knock that ball down. You cannot hit the ball 200 feet in the air and expect it to remain on the planet Earth. You could see he flew the entire green, and there wasn't even that much breeze. So I don't want to hear it. Make excuses like that. You threw it up way too high, pal. So Tony Finau, obviously, he hasn't been a model of consistency this year, but he's a guy that I would probably choose in one and done. Michael Kim's a guy that I might be really interested in this week. He got lucky to make the cut, but he's not super long off the tee, but he's long enough. But he does everything else so well. Rory McIlroy in the field. Okay, they are adding some guys that I did not see yesterday when I was looking at this. So maybe he didn't have the field loaded yet, I guess. I don't know. But so we are starting to tune up. I thought Rory played this because, like I said, lots of these guys that are going to the Masters want the week off to prepare for Augusta, but they want a tune up before they go. So they don't want 2-3 weeks off. They just want that they want to play. So we are getting some more dudes in here, so to speak. Kitayama's a guy. I'm trying to just pan down through here and find some dudes because I think it's pretty clear what we're looking for here. And so now it's just kind of time to try to focus in on some one and dones. This would probably be a good spot to fire Finau because you can see he's not ranking out in the model that well. He's down here somewhere. So anyway, bear with me just a second. I want to see Finau. Finau. There he is, 55th in the model. So you know a dude ain't playing well, but he's good here. He's just been inconsistent. It's not that he hasn't played like he's just been dog shit all year because you can see he's pretty good in the wind. So he started out Century. That's pretty mundane. But the two missed cuts, the miss at Farmers was concerning. But it's just really -2 putting. But he was positive everywhere else. Then he got it going with the putter, and then wasn't ball striking it as well. And then he gains. So he was fifth at Genesis, which was right back at where Farmers was. So we know he can play that golf course. He looks like he's right here. And then he goes to Palmer and finishes 36th, and he wasn't very good around the green. He's not a very good around the green player, but the players, I mean, that's just pitiful. If he's got poor past history, which, he doesn't have any good finishes at the players, so I'll forgive him his cut, but losing that many strokes on approach, he was rinsing them. I know he had one absolutely disastrous hole where he probably lost a lot of those strokes. So Finau is a guy to keep an eye on ownership wise because he should be right under. He should be 10K plus, I'd say, or close to it. And now to finish off the rest of these guys down here to see if there's anybody worth. There's Sung. Do you see how far Sung Jae's fallen? He's a guy. I want to look at some of these guys that are just sooner or later are going to get it right. Pot Geeter, probably licking his chops at this golf course because the way that dude can flat launch it, he is going to have a huge advantage this week. So I mean, if you want to fire just a guy that you know, even though people know who he is in the DFS community, in these one and dones, no way people are going to play Pot Geeter. And the guy's almost won 2 golf tournaments, so he's got the ability to get there. He just hasn't been able to cross the finish line. So the driving distance, number one with a bullet. So maybe he can catch hot fire again. Matty Schmid hits the ball a ton off the tee. 34th in distance, so I'm not really sure who's ahead of him. But if you just want the long sticks off we can take a look at that. Let's just take the Bombers. There's Potgieter. Look at Minwoo. Now, Minwoo, I'm going to look at here. Toasty was top 5 here last year. Definitely looking at him. Uh, this Norgard Moeller, who's probably going to be 8,700 in this golf tournament and hasn't had, I mean, some good finishes. I mean, 15th at the Scottish Open's nice and making cuts, but I don't know where his price tag's coming from. Somebody told him this dude is like the next coming of whoever. So Wyndham is an interesting guy here too, because a guy that can putt on POA and a guy that can rip the ball can always play my golf tournament. Keith Mitchell, super long off the tee. He's had an up and down week. He looked like he was just going to come out and beat the brakes off everybody Thursday, but he didn't get there. Rory's another guy. He's always out to win a golf tournament. He hits it a ton, obviously. Uh, Woodland got her up. I'm not really sure what to do with those guys just yet, but there are some dudes in here to definitely take notice of. Pendrith is another guy who's been playing good golf. Taylor Moore missed the cut, so he's probably burned everybody, but might be a good spot to jump back on him because he's always good on tough golf courses. He's got good history here. Riley, Norman, Stephen Fisk is having a good week. So to round things off, I'd say one and dones. I will look into Potgieter for one and dones. There's the first 12 favorites. But these are just guys and we'll rank them accordingly. I've already used Scotty. I would consider Smalley. I would consider Toasty. If you want to take a shot, maybe not Toasty. I'd definitely consider Smalley because he's won. Potgieter has been really, really close. So I think he could do a top 10, top 5. Top 5 is what you really have to have in this golf tournament. Anything past top 5 and you might as well just miss the cut because couple $100,000 isn't really going to make or break you. You need to be pushing above 500K if you don't win the golf tournament. So, Minwoo, he's not a guy. He's won on DP tour, but not a guy I'd be into too much. But Tony, Potgieter, maybe more. I already used Rory, maybe Smalley. I already used Scotty. So I doubt anybody would want to burn Scotty or Rory here. You never know. Would be low key move to burn Scotty here just because he hasn't won and he hasn't shown that winning form. He's shown good form, but he hasn't really shown that competitive, like he's knocking on the door and oh shit, Scotty's 3 back. Here he comes. And everybody just falls apart. So we haven't seen that yet, but just remember to wrap the show up. DraftKings contest will be out. My bad. Last week I made it winner take all for some reason. And then I looked up and I was in first place for about 2 seconds. And I said, that's not going to work out for me. So it will be back to top 2 paid next week. We'll go 75. We'll keep trying to get it. As long as we're getting 35 to 45 entries, it's worth it for the fun of it. It is. It's just kind of bragging rights. And it's really just listener league guys and some guys from the Discord. Shout out to the Flop House. So all you guys hopefully have a great weekend and we will see you next time.